Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do a problem that is called maximum path sum from any node. So given a binary tree, the task is to find the maximum path sum. The path may start and end at any node in the tree. Let's try to understand with the help of an example. So suppose you have this binary tree, you have to find the maximum path sum. How are you going to find? Okay, let's try to understand what do we mean by a path, right? First let's see what is path, and then we will see to find the maximum path sum what can we do. So it's very important to understand what is a path. So we can have this as one of the path, or we can have this as one of the path, or we can have this as the path, or say you can have this as the path, or let's say you can have this as a path. Okay, so there are a lot of paths that are available. Now which is not a valid path, right? For example, this path is not a valid path. Okay, this path is not valid. This is not a path that is valid. What about this path? This path is also not a valid path. Okay, what about this path? This path is also not a valid path. Okay, so what exactly is a valid path? So a valid path means, right, you can you will have at least one node, right? For a path to be valid, at least you should have one node. And okay, you cannot take both the left and right and then move forward. Like you cannot have this as the path that is valid. Okay, you can have either this or you can take this. Okay, and it can pass through the root or it need not pass through the root. Okay, so like this is a valid path, and even this is a valid path. Okay, and even this is a valid path, so it's not necessary for it to pass through the root. Even this is a valid path, right? All these are valid paths, but for the path to be valid, right, you cannot have best of both worlds, right? You cannot take both of these and then move ahead. Okay, this is not a valid path. So that is the important thing to understand here. Now let's go forward and try to see how we can find the maximum path sum. So the simple approach to solve this question is, see, we need to find a path, means we must take at least one node. We saw that a valid path will have at least one node. Okay, at least one node. Now let's say we take this as our node that we are definitely taking. Okay, because it has at least one node. This is a node which we are taking. Now what about its left and right children? Should we take the path that we are getting from its left child or right child? How do we decide that? Okay, so at least we are getting one node. Now its left child will also give us some path, its right child will also give us some path. Now the important thing is, if the left child is giving us some path which is, let's say, positive, right, it will add to the sum. This concept is very important to understand, and this will solve the entire question, right? So if we are getting some value from the left path, right, some value from the left path, however the path may be, right, we are getting some value from the left path, okay, from the left side, that is positive, that is greater than equal to 0, then we can take it. Okay, so if the left side is returning a value which is greater than 0, we can take it because it will add to the sum. What about if some right child is, let's say, returning a value that is negative? Then we will not take it. Okay, it will be useless to take it. So this is a simple logic to solve this question. We will take a particular path, right, only if it is adding to our sum. That's it. Okay, let's try to understand using this example, and then it will be much more clearer. Okay, so now we have to find the maximum path sum. So we will start from the first node, right? We will start iterating from the first node. We will recursively make call to left and right child. Whenever we see null means 0, right? Null means we cannot get any sum, so we will return 0. Okay, so we'll return back 0. So both his children are null, both his children will return back 0. Okay, now we have got back 0. Now we will make an answer variable. Okay, initially it will be minus infinity. Whenever we see an answer which is greater than that, we will change the answer variable because we want to find the maximum path sum. Okay, so now both these children are returning 0. So minus 4 plus 0 plus 0 is minus 4. So we will change the answer variable back. We will change the answer variable to minus 4. Okay, because minus 4 is greater than minus infinity. Okay, now we will go back. Now for this particular node, right, for this particular node, it is its left child was getting a sum of minus 4. Maximum sum that we could get from the left child is minus 4. We don't want to take it because if we take it, it will just decrease the sum, right? Isn't it decreasing the sum? It's better to take 8 alone than to take it with minus 4 and get a lower sum than 8. Okay, if we are taking 8 alone, it is better, but if we combine it with minus 4, we will decrease the sum. Why are we decreasing the sum? Because minus 4 is a negative value, right? so we will decrease the sum, so we will not take this sum. So whenever we are getting a negative sum, instead of returning -4, we will return 0. Okay, so this is a simple logic. So we will return 0. So its left child will return 0. It will not return the negative value, it will return 0. What about the right child? Right child is positive, right? 3 is positive. So what we will do, we will return 3 in this particular case. We will return 3 because it is a positive value. It is helpful to return 3. Now 8 plus 3 plus 0 is 11. So we'll change the answer to 11. Our best possible answer is now 11. Let me write it neatly. Okay, let me erase this. And now our answer will change from -4 to 11. Okay, now let us go back. Now what will this node return to its parent call? Now it cannot, okay, now this node cannot return the sum of all these three even if it wants to. It can only take, okay, either this path or this path. Okay, so it can only choose one of the paths because this is a valid path or this is a valid path, but okay, but this path is not a valid path. Okay, so it's important to understand while returning the answer, we will have to choose one of the paths. Okay, so if we choose the left path, we will get 8. If we choose the right path, we will get 8 plus 3 11. So we will return back 11. Okay, so this node will return back 11. And by the way, answer is also 11. Okay, as of now. Now what about the node 3? From the left side it has got 11. From the right side, what answer will it get? We will now decide. Okay, so what we will do, we will again do the same thing. We will make calls to left and right child. Here both are becoming null, so both will return back 0. So then this will get a value of 6. Okay, both its children are returning back 0. 6 plus 0 plus 0 is 6. 6 is not greater than 11. We need not change the answer. Okay, we can go forward. Now what about this child will return back 6. What about this child? Okay, for this particular node, what about the right child? Okay, so we will make a call again to its left and right child. Both will return 0. Here at this particular node, both its left and right child will return back 0. Now what will happen is, this is -8. It will take 0 from both its children. Now it will check for -8. -8 is not greater than current answer, which is 11. So we will go forward. What do we mean by going forward? We will return back to the parent, right? It has processed and it will return back to the parent. While returning back to the parent, we will not return -8. We will return 0 because -8 is negative, right? No use to take that. So we will return 0. We need not take that particular node. Okay, similarly, what about this? This is also negative. This is -11. So what we'll do, we will not return back -11. Instead, we will return back 0. We don't want to take any of these. Okay, now this is -9. Now -9, it in this root has to return back to parent, right? This root has to return back to parent. It can return -9, but it will not help, right? So we will, instead of returning a negative number, we will return back 0. So whenever number is negative, we will return 0. Okay, so now for this particular root -3, its left is 6, its right is 0. So what we will take, we will take 6 minus 3 plus 0. So the possible sum, 6 minus 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 is not greater than answer, which is 11. So we need not change the answer. Okay, and what we can do, we can return back 3, right? We can return back this. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 is positive, so we can return back 3. Okay, we will return back 3 from here. Now we will return back 3. So for finally the topmost node, its left is returning 11, its right is returning 3, and root value is having a value of 3. So 11 plus 3 plus 3. 11 plus 3, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. So we can change back our answer to 17. Okay, answer is 17. 17 is the maximum possible sum that we can get. Okay, 17 is the maximum possible sum that we can get. We'll see which is that possible sum, right? This particular sum. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. This is the best possible path that we can get. Okay, now let's start coding it. So let me do one thing. Let me try to zoom it a little bit and then we can start coding. Okay, so let's say I want to find maximum path sum. Okay, and let me pass the root node and let me pass answer variable. Initially answer is int min, which is -infinity, right? So the lowest possible number, and I will pass answer variable along with it, and finally let me just return answer. Okay, so I'm going to declare a function maximum path sum. Let me declare it, and it will return the maximum path sum till now. So initially I will take two parameters, root, as well as I'm going to take my answer variable by reference, so that whatever changes I make here, it can reflect back here and we can return the answer variable. Okay, now if root is null, right, if root doesn't exist, then we can return 0. Anyway, it won't add anything. Okay, otherwise, now if root exists, right, then you can do one thing. You can call the maximum path sum function, you can call the left child, right, and you can call the right child. Okay, so you can call both the left and right child. So that's what I'll do. I'll just call this function recursively. Now I will store answer here. Okay, left is this, and let's say right is this. Now let's say my left is returning a negative number. I don't want to take it, right? So if it is returning a negative number, right, so if this is, let's say, if this is negative, right, then what I'll do, I will make it 0. Okay, I will make it 0. Otherwise, I will let it be whatever it is returning. Okay, so a better way to write this, okay, so you can write it using two ways. Either you can use this particular operator, right, this particular operator. So what do I mean by that? So let's say we are storing the answer that we are returning from this, calling the left child. Let's say the answer we are storing in left. Okay, now if left is negative, right, if left is negative, then we can, okay, we can make the left to be 0. Okay, otherwise we can let left be as it is. Okay, so this is one way to write this function. That means whenever we get a negative value, we don't want to take the negative value, we'll rather make it 0. Otherwise we'll let it remain as left. Okay, we can do the same thing for the right child. Okay, so if right is negative, we don't want to take negative value, because negative value simply decreases our sum. We want to find maximum sum, right? How can we find? We will ignore all the negative values, we'll take only whichever is positive. Okay, so this is it. Now we have got our left and right. Now we can check our answer variable. So what will be answer be? Answer will be maximum of the current answer which we have seen till now, plus, okay, left plus right plus roots value. If both the left and right are negative, they will become 0. Okay, here we are making them 0 if they are negative, and then we'll take only the roots value. Okay, now if one of them is positive, let's say right is positive, left is negative. If left is negative, left will become 0. It will not remain negative, it will become 0. Right will remain positive, so we'll take only right and roots value. We'll not take the negative value anyway, because we are making it 0. Okay, if both are positive, we'll take both of them and we'll take the roots value. So this will take care of all the cases. Okay, and now last thing we have to return, right? This function is taking integer value, so at each step what will it return? At each step it will return, okay, the best possible path. So it cannot take the entire path, so it will take the best of left and right, right? If any of them is whichever is greater, right? If let's say both are positive, then whichever is greater. If one is positive, then it will take the positive value, and the negative value will anyway become 0, plus the roots value, because if we have to take the current root also, right? We have to take the current root to form the complete path, right? So it will return that. Okay, so it will return that at each particular step. And now I think I should make this data, because it is given data in the, let me check the driver code. Okay, it's given data, so let me just make everything as data in place of val. Okay, and it should be fine. That's it. Let's run and see if it's working. So it's fine. Let's just submit and see if this is working for all the test cases. So it's fine. That's it. Thank you for being patient and listening.